I think we have to start realizing that we're not here by accident. I know this all seems chaotic and super scary and like it's just all going to crash and burn. But we're here right now. The timing of your being here right now is not an accident. God thought you up in his head for a while. He could have put you in any time frame, but he put you in this one. You're here for a reason, and you need to figure out what that reason is. And part of figuring that out is engaging with people and having community and knowing who your neighbors are and knowing what's going on around you and engaging in a kind and productive way in that. Don't be a force for destruction. We keep looking outside of ourselves for answers, and that is the problem. If you want something done in your house and you want it done right, you don't send your 9-year-old boy to do it, generally, right? You do it yourself because it's an important task and it needs to be done properly. And so I feel like we have to get back to that. We have to get back to being involved in our community, being involved in our local area, the decisions that are being made, knowing our neighbors, knowing what the needs are in your community. I mean, you've got people living in communities and they have no idea how prolific their homeless population is, or their population of people who are addicted to drugs, or your number of elderly shut-ins. Nobody knows. These people just go invisible. Pretty soon you start losing hope. And we've all walked through like this, and now it's a hot mess. And the answer to that is re-engaging and believing that you are the light of the world. God is in you, and people are looking for that. And, just showing people love every day is plenty. It's plenty. It's way more than a lot of people are doing. God noticed the change I gave a woman in a grocery store and thought it was impactful enough to show that as the only good thing I'd done in my life. He knew there were others, but that was, to him, that was the most important thing, just this spontaneous act of kindness. And so this was the message that God had given me, and I know I'm kind of like reading off my computer now, but I have to be able to see it. So he said, "Such folly to think that anything escapes my knowing, as when you were with me. All at once, all that I allowed you to know, you knew. No words were spoken, nor were they shouted. I whispered them into your spirit. I discreetly filled you with knowing. Knowing flowed into you as effortlessly as taking a breath. Is it not so? No truer words have ever been spoken or written. The great I am is in your core. The great I am is the light. Even when I am hidden, still I am. Is my energy charged, sending me over each synapse in your brain? Even those small fibers knew that I am. They rose and they fell to the rhythm I created, to the symphony I conducted, I composed. I consider it a tragic comedy of arrogance when man denies what the smallest innervation knows. Man thinks he acts and moves outside my knowledge. How could it be so? I say, I proclaim, he does not. His own fibers clutch themselves, laughing at the idea. I am the flower, the wind, the rain, the sinew, the marrow, the rock, the author, the maker, the touch that set in motion all that you see, all that you know, and all that you do not see or know. I knit you. I put breath in you. I'm coded in every cell. Every nanosecond of time falls in step as I will it so. I am in you. I am all. Even when you perceive nothing, still I am there. As I tell you this here and now, pressing my truth into your breast, your very heart presses it further in. So he had given me that message, and I didn't share it for a really long time because it felt like the most beautiful love letter anybody had ever written, and I wanted it for myself. And then God kind of impressed on me, I asked you to share that, and when you don't share it, it's theft. And I'm like, well, shoot, I can't steal, so I'll share it. But I had a reflection at the end that I had written as I thought about that. I was so profoundly changed by my experience. I'm open to being heard and being loved. I'm learning that hurt people hurt people. I try to use kind words to turn away anger. It doesn't always work, but a soft word rarely hurts. It seems easier to discern the difference between my own internal chatter and the prompting of the Holy Spirit. God continues to do profound things in and through me. I've definitely had many difficult times. Boy, that's an understatement. But I see them differently. I can choose to let circumstances break me or take those opportunities to become more. I try to engage with people in a more real and meaningful way. I'm learning to be more authentic and vulnerable, especially when being vulnerable is hard. If I feel sad, I'm much less likely to hide it. If I feel anger, I'm more likely to temper it with love or at least understanding. I am flawed and beautifully so. Love carries us while pain and mistakes build us.